All right, hello everybody. How you all doing? I hope you all doing well. My name is Paradise, and welcome to the Paradise League Midwars tournament, season number 1, semi-finals number 1. We're gonna have here is straight out of my bed against Hmnos Yaipen, and I'm joined here by Gucci Donut and Thickless. Gentlemen, how you doing today?
Great. Glad to be here.
Doing great. Let's have a fun couple of games.
For those of you who play Midwars a lot, you might have seen Thickless and I. We play quite a bit of Midwars, so you might recognize. So yeah, this is we've been good friends for a while. We have a lot of synergy with Midwars, and so we're excited to be here today casting.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
Well, let's get this party started.
Yep. I'm excited to see both of these teams play. Yesterday I filled in for the Congo team, and I played against HY, and they played pretty well. It was fun playing against them. So I'm excited to see how they play, and like usual, straight out of my bed, I recognize a few of their players from Lona, and I always love watching them play. So again, we're gonna have a fun game here.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the points here. And take a look at the second round and final round qualifiers. Right. But I think that both of these teams have pretty much about 7 or 8 points, and this game could pretty much depend, take which one's going to be in first or which one's going to be in second at the end of the day. So
exactly, we'll see that. And as you can see, a couple of bans coming out. The Bihi wasn't banned, and I think makes sense. Lona picks them. Rudy.
Each of the hooks getting banned as usual, so not going to be much of a stun hook combo potential here, but still Bihi being a very strong initiator.
Yes.
I see why it's getting picked up right off the bat.
Yep. Bihi being able to shut down a carry by himself is very good. And Torturer. Torturer, Gladiator, again, 2 very strong picks coming out right out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, when we play, if we're trying to win, we pretty much have a Torturer on our team. You know, very often. A lot of our friends like to play Torturer, Shade, Asper, and I. Just very commonly picked up, and it does help us win. Great for pulling the team together. Constant magic damage, good magic protection armor because they usually pick up in gnomes. Just a very well-rounded hero.
Exactly.
Glad for the stuns to lock on top with the Torturer. It seems like they're just going to coordinate and AoE stun together.
Yep.
One after the other and chain them.
Yep. The only thing is to think about is that Flux has been banned, so there won't be any combo with Gladiator. But we'll see. Torturer can still pull, even if it is a bit weaker. So again, we'll see how that ends up.
Yeah, it looks like Legion recognizes the AoE spells coming their way and decides to pick up a Pearl right off the bat to counter defend against that. And then a nice War Chief pickup to make sure that he can be portable, get in there. Even if there is a showdown, War Chief will be able to get to wherever that player is. So I like the counter picks.
Yeah, I am surprised that HY didn't actually pick the Pearl because Demented has been banned, and as we know, Pearl and Demented are the 2 strongest supports, and a lot of the time can decide the entire game if they're played well. So
they've definitely been picked up the most this tournament, I will say. So hard to argue with that.
So we'll see the next bans. All right. Okay. Tarot Voodoo Defiler. Tarot's always a good ban. She can deal a lot of damage. Can sometimes, just by being lucky, decide a lot of the game. Voodoo, his stun can shut down 2 people if it's thrown well. Defiler, Rhapsody. All right. Some very, very good bans out here.
Yeah, and I've noticed some of these players or some of these heroes weren't banned in previous games, and you could tell that they're probably getting banned this game because these players probably know each other very well and are familiar with their playstyles. So they're probably saying, "Oh, maybe this person's a good tarot or this person's a good defiler," and so they're making sure that they're trying to not just pick the OP heroes, but the OP heroes that they feel like that they're very strong with. So I like these bans.
Yeah, it looks like straight on my bed is doing is going a lot more tactically about this. They banned Voodoo and Rhapsody, both of the remaining supports that usually would use instead of Pearl or Demented. So they're trying to make sure HY doesn't even have the option to support.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, there's still a couple of good supports on the board though, because there's very limited bans. So you still have Nymph, Artesia.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would actually like to see an Artesia being played. I haven't seen one from the games I've seen.
You're right. This entire tournament, she hasn't been picked up, and she's such a strong hero.
Yep.
Very versatile in Midwars, can be, used as a healer or dealing damage, and would be a very strong pickup against this team right now, even though they have a Pearl.
And if used properly, she can heal more than any other character in the game. It's almost like having your own symbol of just on one of your carries. But we'll see. Right. Let's see what HY picks. They're taking their time. They're thinking. But from what I can see, so right now on my bed, War Chief is already going to be a hard one to counter. I'm guessing they're going to swap it to Rudy. He's been playing War Chief a lot, and he's been doing very, very well. Like it's been rough.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love the Parallax picks and the Nymphora combo. So Nymph being able to feed Torture and Parallax mana constantly is going to be quite annoying here.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're gonna HY's strategy is gonna be to try to just focus on harassing the enemy team, making sure they just can't do anything. They can't initiate because of that low health they're gonna always have.
I personally would love to see a Moira picked up here on the Legion team to counter this Parallax, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not a lot of players are very comfortable with Moira, especially risking it at this level. Yeah,
I'm not sure because the Legion for now seems to be lacking a front line, but we'll see. Sometimes teams ignore the front line to go with something more utility.
A lot of initiation.
Yep, I will say they. That is true. When I'm looking at this, a lot of initiation, a lot of counter initiation. B and Pearl can very easily counter a lot of initiations. Shell Shock, okay, they are. I think Sir on my bet is gonna go maximum. We're just gonna go for them. We're just gonna charge them. We're not gonna stop.
And I love that. I love to hunt. I love the initiation, and they're gonna say, "Hey, we're not gonna wait for anything. We're just gonna go in and hunt."
Exactly.
So let's see if they're going to hunt. So let's see.
Yeah.
So I wonder what Hellborn is going to do to counter this pick, because like you said, they were kind of lacking a front line, and Shell Shock is going to give them that little bit of space that they need there. So do you think Shell Shock's going to go more of a tanky build, or do you think he's going to rush a Sunder here?
I'm not sure if he's going to go Sunder, simply because the Sunder's been nerfed a bit ago for Midwars, and it's made it so that it's only really good now against tanks due to getting rid of that regen. So unless we see the Hellborn pick a tank like Armadon, maybe even a Moraxis, a Berserker, I'm not sure we're going to see them. We're going to see the Shell Shock go Sunder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Jeremiah.
Picking up 2 supports.
Okay.
On the Hellborn side.
Yep. Okay, so they expect the Parallax to carry here. They want the Parallax to carry and the Torturer. But we'll see it. We'll see.
Glad with a little bit of physical.
Yep, just a bit of physical. But I think they're mostly using Glad for that Showdown Pitfall combo and the ult Torturer combo.
Let's get it on.
Both teams with a good. I mean, I do think Hellborn is lacking a little bit of physical damage comparatively. We'll see if Jera is going to be autoing or not. But I think that on the physical side, that Legion's coming out on top here with the Arachne.
I don't think that Jerizaya is that bad of a pick. I think their thought right now is, look, Legion has a lot of harassment. We're going to counter that not by trying to out harass them or something. No, we're going to go even more heals and just ignore all of that. Ignore that advantage they have. All right. Get around. Is the game starting?
Yeah. I'm glad we need to pause here. I also need to pause here for 1 minute.
Okay, well, I'll take over. All right, so I'm looking around, see what all the items that have been bought. Let's see. Let's go with Hellborn. We can see Jera is gonna go Mana Ring for just to keep up that heal for him. Because I think they know that they're gonna just have to keep using heals. So even the Nymph mana regen is not gonna be enough. I'm excited. I think Torture is gonna go Gnome, very basic build. And then let's see. And Legion side, I think pretty basic builds coming out. We don't know what Pearl's gonna buy, but if I had to guess, it's gonna be the refreshing ornament to then go into Astrolabe. And yeah, I think fairly standard things. I'm actually curious to see what Legion is doing down there. I'm not sure if they're planning something by being in the forest down there, or they're actually planning to try to gank them, maybe. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. We see we're having a bit of problems from the Legion side. Hopefully that gets resolved quickly. Can get back in the game. All right. All right. Looks like B is coming back. I think the game's gonna start again pretty soon.
All right.
Welcome back, Gucci.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
We're still paused waiting on...
Yep. So looks like
Cool.
B's coming back. So yeah, like I was saying, I think everyone's going pretty standard items right now for on both sides. The only thing I'm curious about, I wanted to ask you, do you think that the Legion right now, they're like in their forest, like not in their lane? Do you think they're going to try to do something, or this is just like them kind of just hanging out, just having fun in the forest?
Yeah, I think they're just walking around trying to see if they can catch someone out, because Shellshock can kind of leap on someone.
Okay.
So if there's like a Nymphora warding or maybe a Jera by himself, they can just kind of harass and figure out what's going on. Maybe if they place the ward somewhere. Sometimes you'll notice, like, when you're walking in the river in early games, when supports are coming up to ward, advanced players are looking at their inventory and seeing if the word is missing now when they once had it. And so a lot of times players will either drop it to pretend like they warded, or actually place it.
Yeah, or maybe try to like not get revealed until they place it, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And so just I think something like that is kind of happening here. But I want to ask you a question, just based off of picks, not skill, just based off of picks alone. Which team do you think would win this game?
That's a pretty hard question, but I think if we're going just on meta picks, I think that Legion has a slight advantage right now. It's not that big. I think the Behe, War Chief, and Pearl are just such strong picks compared to some of the like. If we're comparing them, I think War Chief and Torture are pretty. They're pretty similar, I think, in terms of strength for what they do, and like that's so 1-to-1. I think Behe is just stronger than anything they have, and Pearl can do the work of, I think, both Jera and Nymphora a lot of the time, except for that mana regen. I think that, yeah. So for now, I think they have a slight advantage, but we'll see.
Pearl's Q can kind of also counter Jera's magic immunity, right? So it's kind of interesting to see that they picked Jera last when they saw that the Legion had a Pearl.
Yep.
I don't know if they forgot about that or...
No, I think it's just that's the only option they had. Though I think the Accursed was open, so maybe they could have taken Accursed. But maybe they also want that that AoE physical immunity you end up getting at with the level 3 ult. We'll see if they're trying to bring this to late game. I'm not sure if they should, because they Legion has Arachna, so we'll see what their plan is. I'm curious.
You can tell right off the bat that there's a lot more spam coming from the Shell Shock and the War Chief and the Behe.
So yeah,
and that Nymph is having a hard time just keeping his team alive.
Yep.
But like, just keeping them full.
They're holding on right now. From what I can see, Hellborn is still mostly full health. Nymphora only has half her mana. Jera still has full mana. So they are holding on even with all those spells coming at them.
Yeah, very true. And that's the power of Nymphora early game, is just having that portable well. Very, very, very nice.
Yep. And late game, if you can land her ult with that staff, she can stun an entire team. It's pretty strong.
Love it. Let's see. Hellborn kind of warding defensively while Legion is warding offensively.
Yep. Yeah, as we can see. I mean, that makes sense. Right now, Legion is on the attack. They're trying to just put pressure, enough pressure so that one of the Hellborn gets out of position, so that then they can jump them.
Oh, and Legion places a defensive ward as well, actually.
Yep.
So they've got the whole map kind of covered. With the spam they're getting and the river domination, they're able to get the Merrick's rune. They're able to afford the extra ward.
Yep, exactly. And having control of Merrick's is such a big advantage right now. Merrick's, in my opinion, is more important than the top rune, because top rune can maybe sometimes give you a good one that lets you initiate. Most of the time, you'll get an illusion, a regen while you're full health. Kind of useless. Like, let's be honest.
The regen while you're full health is so real, and you'll get not one but like 3 of them back to back, and it's like, why? And then the next game, your enemy carry gets like 6 double damages, and you're like, what?
Or the initiator always gets haste. I know. But Merrick's, Merrick's is always going to be the same thing. You know what it is. So, and it's good, it's money. Money wins games.
Yeah. And it's money for you, money for the whole team.
Yep.
So it's early, especially that early item advantage when the levels are the same, it's just going to help you scale so fast.
Exactly. It might help you get an item a bit earlier, maybe a gnomes, your ring, earlier than the enemy team, which then can help you just keep going from there. Just an early ring is very good, and as we can see, speaking of ring, Jerazai got his ring. That's gonna help him spam heals even more.
Yeah, and help Nymph as well, who's constantly using her heals and mana.
Yep.
So one thing about Midwars is the first blood, right? Like the first blood is like kind of like more important than people think, and because people want to get the action going right away, it's like, all right, let's just sacrifice the first blood and get it going.
Yeah.
But you can tell at this high level that, and since they really want the win, that everyone's playing super cautious and trying to get the spam to where they can get a hero low enough and really hop on him, and get that first blood down. So it's just interesting to see a lot of offense and defense going on at the same time.
It's no, I think this game is gonna be interesting. I think once team fights start really going, we're gonna see a lot of good plays from both teams.
And both teams are just now hitting level 6, so we're about to see some combos coming up soon.
Yep.
0-0 action. We might just see whoever wins this first combo kind of scale from there, or who knows.
Yeah, well, speaking of level 6, Pearl has level 6, which means Hellborn now has to try to bait out that Pearl ult to try to initiate. Because if they try to initiate, go all in with all their ults, Pearl can just press one button and they lose. So we're going to see how they manage to do that.
Who do you think is going to initiate? I think Legion's going to initiate first. They've been itching.
Yep, you can tell they're just waiting to bring one person low enough without the heals, and then just jump them. Get that first blood, like you said. The only thing is they're trying to get first blood without losing 2. They want to trade for first blood. They want to get first blood and then maybe lose 1, but they don't want to lose 2 because then that gives an advantage. I think B he's looking for an ult.
Looking for a good stun opportunity to block them off so they can't go back.
Oh,
There's 2 blocked
he's
off.
going. He's going.
Nymph going in. QQ can't go out anywhere. Shell going in. Hayabusa stuck. Can't get out. Pearl with the beautiful ult to save the team. Hayabusa going back in. Not scared of the Pearl ult. It's going to walk away with the Jera ult. Unscathed. Beautiful play by Gladiator there. Nice try by Pearl, but it's not going to be enough. Hellborn actually coming out on top this fight. 5-2, wiping even War Chief trying to defend and get a kill there at the very end. He was not able to do it. So just 5-2, wiping the entire Legion team. Love to see it. So,
you see,
wow, crazy. I did not expect that.
This is exactly what Hellborn wants to do. They want to bait on initiation on someone that isn't their most important person. So right now, as you saw, Parallax just wiped them with that ult. That ult does so much damage. He just went into that Pearl ult. Anyone that was in there just melted.
And he does have 5 assists for that, right? And it's just so interesting to see because they were down 2, right? Like Behe did an amazing initiation, blocked off 2, they killed 2. It was a 5v3 scenario, and Parallax was not scared of the Pearl ult. Glad was not scared of the Pearl ult, so they walked in and they were able to turn in a 5v3 situation and actually come out on top. That was phenomenal play by Hellborn. So huge to Chaufa, Religious M, and Hayabusa. Fantastic play. And Ozma, sorry.
You know, this is why we see these are good players, because we see that they notice that even though there was a Pearl ult, they're like, wait, we still have an opportunity here. We can still come back from this. And instead of backing up, being like, all right, we have 2 losses, we're not going to take any more. They went like, no, we're going in. We're going to take the entire team.
And that was crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome combo by all of them.
Yep.
What an unexpected turn there.
Yeah, and I think now that that a bit had an effect on
with the PK within 8 minutes. PK's in a little too deep and is going to pay for that stun.
Oh, yeah.
Chaufa coming in.
Yep, I think he's waiting
to... We'll get that kill with the Parallax. Parallax with the shield, Magic Immunity is going to try and go in a little bit more and tank for the team, but we'll get a little bit in trouble. We'll get healed by the Jera, and Nymph coming in with a nice stun. Para with 1 HP will fall to the BE ult. And then we've got Nymph also that's going to fall here. We're getting chased. Torture as well by the whole team. So good cleanup there by Legion, catching back up. The score now 5-7. Anyone's game.
Yeah.
Legion still with a little bit of river domination here. Might play a little bit more cautiously and try to hunt as 2 instead of as 1 from now on. We'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So as we saw, he got caught. He tried to get that Merrick's, didn't get it. Though I think that was kind of that was a move he was planning. He was like, all right, if they initiate on us, we can still win this fight. So he stunned them, went to go get the Merrick's. They initiated, took the bait a bit, and then ended up losing that fight.
I thought it was quite impressive for Behe to pick up a PK so quickly and get right in, and now he's going straight into the staff. So
yeah. Staff Behe with PK. You can be anywhere on the map, and you can be on the other side of the map in just instantly. So
Just
with
shows
that,
to go you as an initiator how powerful mobility is and why it's
Yep.
very important.
exactly. But it is anyone's game, and like you said, you see now Legion. They're a bit less pushed up. They were like pushed up. They were like, wow, we can just keep like beating you guys, and you guys won't do anything. And then Hellborn's like, no, we're gonna do something about that. Well, you can't bully us like that.
And you know, I've been on Legion's side where I've just been getting unexpectedly wiped by a Parallax ulti and then pulled by a Torture, and like, you know, just like, where did this come from? Oh my god, I just melted this. Screw Parallax, she's so overpowered, you know. And like, I just like seeing it now, it's like, wow, like, dang. that was really cool.
Yep.
What's your favorite item build to go on Behe?
On Behe, exactly what Legion is doing right now. You go PK first, then Staff. Obviously, when I feel like trolling a bit, I'll grab a Rift Shards, you know, just to be able to like do that combo with the Behe, with the Inner Rage hit. If you get that crit, you can just kill someone just instantly. But usually that's not the meta pick. That's not what you want to do when you're playing against very good players. It's not as strong. Having a chance to delete someone or like just kill them isn't as good as just being able to like stun people forever. So like afterwards getting a Resto Stone, even like a Sheep Stick or something might just be better.
Okay. What about Parallax?
Parallax. I don't play Parallax often. I think that Parallax going Mana Boots is good. Parallax, you want to have a lot of mana. His damage is scaled on mana. So, oh my god, I think there might be an issue. No, okay, no fight. They tried. Yep, just a bit of harass. But yeah, no. Yeah, Parallax is just, you want mana. Mana Boots gives you a lot of mana, and lets you get some back. I think someone's gonna have to staff Parallax though, because Parallax in Midwars without staff isn't as strong. You really want all of the buffs that it gives. But we'll see if someone is able to pick that up for him, or if he's gonna pick it up for himself.
So I think Arachna might be going Shrunken Head here. What do you think about that? Even though she has magic immunity on the Carpus.
So yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure if I would have went Shrunken first on Arachna. I might have gotten a damage item first and then a Shrunken, but again, these are players that are pretty good, very good. Maybe they're seeing something that right now I'm not.
Up against the Torture, a Parallax, you know, maybe she's getting caught in situations she doesn't want to get caught in.
Exactly. I think that's more that. It's the thought process is, look, if I get a damage item, I'm going to get killed regardless. I think it's better to go Shrunken, which still gives you a bit of damage. It's not useless for damage, but it's not as good as like a Shield Breaker, first part of Wingbow or anything like that. But it still gives you a bit of damage, and it's going to help her survive, and at least instead of doing 2 hits, maybe she'll be able to do like 6 hits. Right?
Yeah, maybe. I agree. So normally I wouldn't go Shrunken Head either, especially with Arachna having that skill, the card in Carpus. But in this case, just because I think Parallax is coming in with so much damage and Torture is kind of locking her down, it's like, maybe I might have to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And especially since most of Hellborn's damage is magic, I think going that might be good. And you can combo that with the Carapace. You can use Shrunken first, and then use the Carapace, or vice versa.
Vice versa, yeah. Use the Carapace to get out of a stun, maybe.
Yeah,
and then you'll the Shrunken.
Yeah, and then you have like around 10 seconds of like a lot of not really getting damaged by magic. So, which usually that's an entire fight. So, again, we'll see.
We're seeing gnomes getting picked up on both sides, and it looks like Shellshock is going for the barrier for his team. So you can tell a lot of magic armor right off the bat, early game, to make sure that they have defenses ready for all this magic damage coming both ways. Oh, Shellshock going in, looking for action here on the Gladiator. It's just going to be a little bit of a harass, it seems.
I mean, that engagement was pretty good. You can see the synergy between the Shell Shock and the Behe right there. Shell Shock went in, and then Behe stunned, blocked off the rest of the team, just to make sure that they couldn't retaliate against the Shell Shock.
And Behe with the stun, PK going in with the combo, might be a little bit overexposed, getting trapped by a Showdown and stunned by Gladiator and a stun by Nymph. Pearl with a nice save there, trying to help, will not be enough. All of Hellborn kind of inside the ult, so it's kind of negated there. Shell Shock stuck in a sticky situation now, so that ult initiation by Behe was just a little bit reckless, as Behe's not quite strong enough to tank the entire team, getting stuck on the other side of the river. And then his whole team kind of coming in to help, leaving them on the other side of the river. Was a little bit reckless on Behe's part. He went a little bit too diagonal from the rest of his team, so his team was a bit far. Took too long to get to him and help. So I think Behe had a poor initiation on that one, and that is good. You know, it happens. You're not going to hit every initiation you hit, but you got to try. You know, like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So here we go with another one. Parallax getting the illusion rune. Shell coming in with the stun, but Parallax going to be able to get back to safety. Behe trying to stun him and lock him down, but Parallax getting healed is going to be just fine. So they just back and forth harassment quite a bit here. So Behe really trying to make some action happen, just getting a little bit impatient there. Cost his team about 4 or 5 kills there, 4 or 5 deaths there, just with that bit of impatience. So that just shows, like, even though that they have strong initiation, that they really have to wait for the perfect time to go in. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, you said it pretty. You hit pretty much everything I was gonna say. Just like Behe's initiation wasn't the best. But yeah, it's fine. A lot of the times it's hard to. There's a very fine line between a good initiation and a bad initiation. Sometimes what looks like a really good one, maybe you forgot that, like, oh, one hero is a bit off there, and now he's gonna be able to counter you. Our Legion right now, I want to initiate on that Parallax. That Parallax is what's making the entire team. It's their only real source of damage right now, until Torturer can get a lot more of those items. But Parallax and Torturer, those are the 2 targets Legion has to focus down right now.
You'll notice, like, Legion is now playing a little bit more back. Like, the river's a little bit more exposed. Hellborn can kind of come up now. They're like saying, okay, let Hellborn step up so we can catch them in the river instead of catching them on their side of the tower, because it didn't work out for us last time. So Hellborn is starting to step up a little bit here, as you can see. And we might see another initiation here in a few minutes, hopefully.
Yeah, and now that I mean, now that Behe has a lot more movement, plus with the War Chief, I think their plan now is actually just to stay back. And whenever there's a rune they want, they just PK in or War Chief in, grab it, get out. I think that's going to be their plan, and wait until Hellborn tries to do the same. Try to catch them when that happens.
Yeah, and, like, you know, Parallax here knows Behe has a stun, Shell Shock has a stun, War Chief, is constantly harassing, and he's still going in for the runes and getting them. He got the illusion rune, he got the haste rune. So I got to give it to Parallax, which is Chaufa here, for just manning up against the stuns and still getting the runes and still making it out alive each time. That's very impressive at this level of gameplay.
He trusts his ability to get out. He walks in to grab it and then uses his ability to get out.
And he also trusts his supports.
Exactly.
Oh, Behe with the PK stun, trying to block off 2. Shell Shock trying to follow up here, saying, nope, I'm not diving tower again this time. Will retreat. Telling his team to hold back here for the next one. Illusion rune going to the War Chief, so the War Chief cooldown's reduced by even 33% again. Is going to allow him to spam even more. As the illusion rune not only gives you 2 copies, it also gives you a 33% cooldown reduction. Okay, so Behe coming in with a beautiful initiation on 3 right outside of tower range. War Chief coming in trying to follow up, but a beautiful ult by Jera will not be enough, as Pearl has a strong ult as well, saving the entire Legion team. Legion's timing this fight perfectly right outside of tower range. Beautiful positioning. Ended up on top of that fight. Hellborn coming back, trying to counter push. Will get pushed back by the Pearl. Glad Showdown stun locking the Shell Shock, trying to make something happen here. But Shell Shock, being pretty tanky and strong, is just going to get away with full health just fine. So the score now 9-11. But huge fight for Legion.
Yep.
What do you think,
That-
Douglas?
That was a perfect initiation from B. He got the Parallax out of position, ulted them, got a bunch of them with his ult, and then entire team follows up. They managed to kill the turret, and then later kill the Parallax. That was perfect. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, healers and supports just very reactive to all of this initiation on the Hellborn side, so I got to give props to Jerizaya and Nymphora for just constantly being aware of the harass and the initiations and making sure that they're doing the best they can to keep their team alive. But
For sure.
it's tough against these initiations.
The both supports on Hellborn are working overtime right now. You saw during the fight, Parallax was about to go down, and then instantly all the way back to full health. They're trying to keep him alive because they know Torture and Parallax, that's who's going to carry them to victory.
And there's definitely the word war going on here. It looks like Pearl is up against two in the word war, and is constantly trying to place down revs and words, but is getting counter-worded and revved by Hellborn here, by Batman and Chaufa.
So, important note, he just got staff. This is going to help him immensely. He can go in and then get out really fast.
So Glad wasting his showdown stun with the Shell Shock. Shell Shock able to get in his shell, be immortal, and just stun right back, counter stun the Gladiator and the other team. Behe trying to go in and help, will get a stun off, and is actually surviving because of the Pearl ult. Pearl coming in with a huge save there, keeping Behe alive much longer than expected. Warchief coming in to try and clean up with the help of Arachna. Coming in on Nymphora. Nymphora trying to get a heal off, but won't heal in time, will fall. Torture a little bit overextended, will fall as well, trying to get a kill there. So the score now 11-12 in favor of Hellborn, but Legion climbing back up here, down by only 1 kill. Behe just doing a fantastic job with his initiations, and Shellshock also doing a great job manning up here, creating a lot of space for Arachna and Warchief to just come in and clean up. So love to see it.
We're gonna see Legion be a lot more aggressive now. They have 2 Shrunkens. They have the Behe staff PK. We can see Arachna just got Shieldbreaker. This is, well, we're going to start seeing Legion be, as soon as their Shrunkens are back in their ult, they're going to keep trying to go in. And Hellborn needs to somehow counter that. They need to somehow be able to beat them even with all of what they have right now. So we're going to see how they manage to do that.
Yeah, it seems like Hellborn's up by 1 kill, but I'm feeling like Hellborn's in trouble. Like, the way I'm seeing it is Hellborn is in trouble. Like, Legion is down by 1 kill, but they're up in experience, they're up in gold. And they're initiating stronger, they're applying the pressure. So it's so funny to see that even though you're up in kills, that you're the one in trouble.
Exactly. But we might see that change. Jerizaya is gonna get staff in not too long. His staff makes it so that entire team can get magic immune for a few seconds. That might be enough to counter some Warchief or Behe.
Shellshock going in on Parallax, who was a little bit extended there, but a huge save by Jera with the shell and the heal, and Nymph with another heal on top. So because Shellshock was overextended, Pearl was forced to use a little bit of an ult and heal there to save the Shellshock. Huge counter initiation by Behe there coming in on Hellborn after the Pearl save in a 5v4 scenario. The score now 12-13 with a lot of chaos. Behe in trouble. In Hellborn will fall. In Hellborn tower range will fall. Warchief trying to get a pick here. Will pick the Jerizaya while trying to escape. And now Warchief overextended in trouble, is getting chased by the Parallax and the Gladiator. Gladiator able to get Warchief, but at what cost? As Breaky would say. Parallax is going to fall to the Arachna, with Arachna getting a nice kill there. So Carrie is doing a great job. The score now 15-15 tie game. Amazing fight by both teams.
Yep.
Trading 1 for 1 kill, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's just even, like, so fun.
Yeah, we can see we haven't been talking about Arachna that much, but Arachna is playing very, very well. If we look at her, she's always in the back. She's always seeing someone that's like a bit out of position, like during those fights, hitting them, getting the kill, and then backing back up. Doing exactly as a carry should at this stage of the game. He knows, hey, I'm not that strong right now. I'm like, I can just get I can get killed if they try to jump me. So I'm gonna stay back and just hit people when they're low and try to get that money until I can just 1v5 the entire team.
Yeah, carries are precious cargo. The less deaths they have, the better. Like
Exactly. Yep. Hey. Very good escape from Parallax there.
oh, Parallax ulting on top of the Gladiator stun on War Chief, but it's not going to be enough damage to get the kill. Behe stunning Hellborn, keeping him back.
All right.
So it looks like they're just going to be waiting for the next Gladiator ult here, which means Legion has a... I mean, not Gladiator, Parallax ult here, which means that Legion has a ton of time to initiate with no Parallax ult, and they're probably going to either take advantage of this, or it looks like War Chief might be using this time to take a triple stack top.
I think that right now, if Hellborn gets initiated on, they might not be able to beat them. Yeah, like you said, Parallax ult is one of their main ways to defend against the initiations by dealing all that damage.
So the top has been triple stacked, and Shellshock and War Chief are getting a lot of extra experience here. They should be level 15 after this. But Gladiator, seeing this, is going to try and get the kills on the Ancients. I'm not sure who was successful there, but this... Yeah, like War Chief now level 15 up on 2 levels on the rest of the Hellborn team is going to try and use that level advantage here. Gladiator, knowing he's in trouble, is going to use his ulti to take 50% damage, countered by the Pearl ulti, who's also going to take minus 70% damage there. Hellborn trying to get into the Pearl ult so that they can do some damage to the Legion team, manning up, getting in there. Behe with a huge counter stun saying, nope, you're going to try and come into my Pearl ulti, I'm going to stun all of you at the same time. Going to do some work, but is going to get caught by the entire Hellborn team still and going to fall. So now the score now 17-19 in favor of Hellborn. Legion getting caught on their own side, unexpected, even without the Parallax ulti. Just props to Legion for doing it. Now Legion trying to get a little bit of tower damage is going to overextend, and Hellborn is going to overextend there with Gladiator. Legion not going to let them do that. Behe coming in with the stun, War Chief coming in, Shellshock coming in saying, nope, you're overextended, we're going to take you for that. So 18-19, down by 1 kill. Still trying to go against the cooldown of the Parallax ult. Legion applying pressure on Hellborn's side up against the Gladiator, but Jera with a nice shield on Gladiator going to keep him alive there.
All right, a lot happened right there. So a few things I've noticed during that first fight, all the way back in that Legion jungle area near the neutrals, is that Parallax was about to die from Behe. Behe was about to kill him, but then Jerzai just ulted, and after that switched. The entire fight just switched. Hellborn was back on top. They managed to bring it back and win that team fight. So again, as we can see, these supports are working overtime, trying to just give any advantage to their carries.
And that's going to be Ozma. So shout out to Ozma for the perfectly timed ults there to keep Hellborn alive in that fight and to actually turn it without a Parallax ulti. It was fantastic.
This is the type of support I want in my games. Someone that's always looking out. He sees his carry getting low, and then he does everything he can just to save him, get that advantage, and end up winning.
We played a lot of Midwars, and I'm seeing things in this game, and I'm like, how are they doing this? What the heck is happening? What is going on? It's just like, whoa, man, awesome gameplay, guys. Love to see it.
I think we see both teams are very, very competent teams. Both teams have had incredible plays. There's a lot of game awareness on both teams. It's hard to keep track of everything going on.
Yeah, so you can see Nymphora picking up the Storm Spirit here, trying to counter some of the Shell Shock initiations coming in, which I think is a pretty good pickup here. But I don't know. Maybe she's not going staff because Jera's going staff and gonna boost the Parallax. But I think that maybe a staff on Nymphora to boost the Tort would also be good as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Staff on. We're gonna see. We're gonna see who they staff. I'm guessing. If I'm looking at both teams, that Parallax is 100% gonna get the boosted staff. But we're gonna see. I think Nymph might grab
Arachna with the boosted staff early.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, that's good. I don't mind that. I mean, if we look at both at the options he had, I think Arachna is the best choice out of this.
Even over Shellshock? Because Shellshock with staff is pretty strong.
He gets a lot of speed, but I think Arachna staff is a bit better. No, it helps her a lot. It helps her do a bit more damage. That little minion she spawns surprisingly kind of strong. But we'll see. They're popping. Oh,
Shellshock trying to catch this Torture who's a little bit overexposed away from the tower. Will get hunted by 3. Nice follow up there by Behe and Shellshock and Arachna. Will get that kill. Score now 19-19. Tie game. Hellborn really in trouble. It seems like they can't escape from their tower range without getting picked off. So they really need to move together and make sure that they're staying near their supports.
Yeah, well, we're seeing the strength of a Shellshock Behe combo right now. We saw that they don't need to be right beside each other. They can just... One of them could just go in and the other one will always be there to help.
Same with War Chief.
Yep.
So it's like three strong portable heroes constantly hunting.
Exactly. And those 3 are strong enough that the enemy team... Hellborn can't just ignore them and try to go after Arachna. They have to go after them.
And this is where like Hellborn is kind of like a little bit stuck, is because they're kind of standing at tower range and not really sure what to do, while Legion is constantly moving back and forth and looking for a pick.
Exactly.
You know? And I want to see Hellborn looking for a pick here. Instead of, I don't know, maybe Hellborn's playing the counter initiation game. Like you said, they're trying to bait out the Pearl ult and then counter initiate maybe. But I would love to see Hellborn initiate instead. So Parallax a little bit extended here. Behe gonna try and stun. Arachna trying to get an ult off, but with the Jera and the Nymph, Parallax is just gonna be just fine. So.
That was I think that for Legion this was really good. They baited out the Gladiator ult, and Arachna already has her ult back. So,
yep, Behe going in with the stun.
Oh, I think they're going in.
Shellshock following up onto the Jerazaya and Torturer. Nymph trying to get a heal off, but not in time. Legion gonna wipe the floor with them before the heal can even pop off. So 4 falling there to the beautiful initiations by Legion. So straight out of my bed doing just fantastic work this game on the initiation side. Making it really easy for the carries. Like, Arachna is playing a good position, but I gotta say, she's got the easiest job in the world to just kind of come in and clean up a mess that is, everyone's low. Like, she's just gotta kind of walk up and do boop, 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 and just doing exactly what she needs to do. So, huge shout out to Huang, Rudy, and Beth Raisin for these amazing initiations this game.
Exactly. Arachna right now, easiest job. But I won't say that she's playing bad, because she's playing exactly how she should. So right now, just staying back and getting kills. I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing someone play a carry that well. I usually play carry, so...
Okay, so we got another initiation on the warding Nymphora, who is a bit overexposed from her team and from the tower. Jera tried to get a shield off, but it's not going to be enough. Torturer now a little bit exposed, in trouble. I think Hellborn realizes, okay, I'm not sure what we're going to do here. So Parallax coming in with an ulti, but Pearl with the counter ulti. Parallax not going in this time. This is not a good sign. Hellborn really in trouble. Glad trying to do some work, but getting slowed by the Arachna trying to walk away. Will fall. Jera with an ulti trying to keep the Parallax alive during the ulti, but Parallax doing no damage because Legion is really just stocked with the magic armor and with the Pearl heals. It's just tough for Parallax to do much work here. So here, taking a long time, finally doing a little bit of work. We'll finally melt the Arachna, Shellshock, and Pearl, but man, that took probably 10-15 seconds of ult time for him to actually start doing a little bit of damage there. So you can tell the barrier was doing its job. The Shrunkins were doing well. Carry stayed alive and got a lot of kills. But I gotta say, Hellborn Parallax really did hold his own. Like, the fact that Jera came in and kept him alive, impressive,
Yep. Oh,
they didn't lose too many.
I was a bit doubtful of the Jera pick, but right now I'm sold. They have sold that for me.
Nice little pick there.
Yep.
On the overextended Pearl. And so now looks like Parallax ulting here, trying to do a little bit of damage to the Shellshock.
Yep. And we can see Jera. I think he's building for Resto Stone. He wants to have that ult up for every fight right now. He knows that's what's stopping Arachna from doing all her damage.
Behe hopping in with a beautiful initiation on Gladiator, but Nymph trying to save Torture. we'll do a little Storm Spirit, but Torture still pretty weak there to the Bihi, taking a lot of damage. The rest of Legion hopping in, cleaning up the rest of the team mid, just completely dominating the lane now. This initiations are just too strong. Every time Hellborn's cooldowns, for heals are gone, if Jera can't ult, or if Nymph can't get multiple heals off with an Astra, like, they are just not able to sustain the initiation. So the Legion slowly starting to climb in kills here. The score now 32-25. Plus Legion dominating the lane with Merrick's rune and Constant getting runes and Farm getting the triple lane top. Legion is really kind of slowly dominating the game here with small actions every minute. They're slowly dominating this game. So
yeah, I think we see the difference between a team that plays a lot of mid-wars versus a team that doesn't play as much. You can see that a lot of what they're doing, they're confident. Legion is confident in what they're doing right now. They know that it works, and they're gonna keep doing it. And slowly, it's working. Slowly, they're climbing back up. Tables are turning. Not that Hellborn isn't playing well. I have been very surprised with Hellborn right now. They are playing incredibly well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The counter initiations, the saves. I mean, the magic damage coming out by Torture and by Parallax. Glad with the perfect stuns and ults, trapping people out. Like, everyone is playing fantastic this game. It feels very slow though. Like, only 50, 60 kills here in 40 minutes. That's very unlike a Midwars match. Normally we'd have like almost 100 kills, 80 kills around this time. But even though it's slow paced, it's like every fight is a lot of action, a lot of initiations, a lot of heals, a lot of saves, and only 1 or 2 people are dying. It's like, you can tell they're skilled. So War Chief coming in, trying to initiate this time instead of Bihi. Bihi with a follow-up stun is going to try and help. Pearl coming in, trying to save their team who just initiated, is taking a lot of damage and will fall. Oh, will not fall, will actually leap out. He's going to be just fine. So now Parallax in a little bit of trouble. All of Legion focusing the Parallax down first, but Jera doing a huge job keeping Parallax alive, and Parallax going to counter damage, actually going to wipe the Legion team. Legion saying, hey, you're overextended on our side of the tower, and I have 2 supports with me, and you thought you were going to kill me, but no. I'm going to turn the tables, flip the script, and the score is now 30-33. Hellborn coming out on top of that fight. And that just goes to show, like, maybe why War Chief shouldn't have been the one to initiate there, and Bihi probably should have initiated first, but that's it. It is what it is.
I agree with you. I think B should have initiated. Should have tried to hit that Nymphora at the same time. I think maybe Legion might have forgotten that Hellborn had that Storm Spirit. They tried to kill Jared to stop him from ulting.
Hold that thought real quick. Bihi leaping in but getting sheeped instantly is going to fall to the Parallax ult. Yes, will fall. Shell Shock coming in to counter stun on the Parallax. Will stop the Parallax. Parallax sheeped. War Chief using the Shrunken Head is going to try and take out the Parallax, but not doing much work because of the Jera keeping Parallax alive. But Parallax finally going to fall. Jera in trouble, trying to go back to base. Realizing, like, hey, I can't hold this tower. Tower will fall. Legion applying pressure to the base, forcing Hellborn to come back and fight. Gladiator coming in with a showdown and a stun, trapping the Pearl. Pearl in a little bit of trouble, will fall. Gladiator now in trouble, overextended. Nymphora trying to keep Glad alive with a beautiful Storm Spirit. War Chief taking the Nymphora out instead for that. Gladiator now trying to hold base, but really in trouble here. Bihi with a beautiful stun. Parallax now alone trying to hold base with an ulti, but it's not going to be enough. Arachna with the Shrunken Head saying, hey, I'm too strong, I'm too swole, I'm level 20 now, you can't stop me, and I'm going to take this tower. So beautiful carrying with the main Vegeta. Arachna with a 420 score, 20 kills, 4 deaths, and wonderful carrying, like you said, and he was able to do that because of the perfect initiations and manning up there by Beth, Raisin, Hong, and Rudy. And then awesome.